broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, look at this.
There it is.
The new one.
With the new lovely piano theme.
I am very much a fan of this new one, but we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Great,
hey,
wonderful.
RWBY fans, I know you guys have waited for it. This is the day you've waited for. We are here tonight to talk to you guys about RWBY Volume 3, Episodes 1 and 2, Round 1, and new challengers. How are you guys doing tonight?
So great. It's just so excited to talk about a fighting tournament, you know?
There's a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight, and we have some amazing guests with us. Let me introduce my panel. Katie Cullen is unfortunately sick tonight, and Mark Donica is out, so we are down 2 hosts, but the lovely Emma Fyffe has stepped up to the plate.
Hello, that's me. I'm Emma Fyffe.
Welcome.
Thank
This
you.
is a
I'm
big deal.
so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah, and if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @EmmaFyffe.
We're so happy to have you back again, Patrick Dees.
Super good to be back. You can find me at P to the D's.
And
I miss Katie and Mark. I'm just saying. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
miss them too.
Super glad to
They'll
have
be-
you for sure.
Yeah,
there could be
okay,
5
I
of
get
us
it,
in
I
this
get it,
room.
I
No,
get it.
that's what I'm saying. So the Avengers need to assemble. Is my
Exactly.
point. Yeah.
I miss them too, but don't worry, they will be back. I'm your host, Megan Salinas. You guys can tweet at me directly at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. We are going to be keeping an eye on the hashtag RWBYABTV. For those of you following us along on Twitter, we will be keeping an eye on that, and we are also keeping an eye on the live chat in case you guys have any questions for our wonderful, wonderful guests tonight, Miles and Kerry Shawcross. How are you?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good to see you guys again. How are you?
Good. I have a sandwich, so I'm great. Yeah, he's making dinner.
Do you notice she strategically waited for mid-bite?
Right,
to you're
exactly.
literally, she's
Wait
been
for
drawing
it.
that out and drawing it out, and we saw it go up.
And now,
It looks delicious, by the way. I'm not going to lie.
It's very good.
You
It
can
has chicken
What
and
kind of
barbecue
sandwich
sauce and
is
bread.
it? Oh, barbecue
Throw
sauce.
some pickles on there, Kerry. You got a good nose on you.
now,
You can have some.
oh, yay! Thank you for
Awesome.
sharing.
Just digitally, we're gonna transmit the remainder
Yeah.
of the sandwich
I'm
via
into it.
the power of the internet.
I'm into it.
This is why 3D printing needs to advance as
Exactly.
quickly as possible.
Exactly.
The plastic. Yeah.
But let's go ahead and start off by talking about this new opening, because we got this opening a couple weeks ago, and it is just stellar, but way more somber than the previous 2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it gives the impression that it's going down this season, which doesn't seem to be the tone overall.
No, not at all,
You
right?
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I was expecting that coming right into episode 1, and it was like, no, just no.
I mean, I was gonna say, it was very much in line with the very first moment that we got in the first episode, where we started right in with the feelings, and we had RWBY
Right.
standing at her mother's grave and having a conversation with her, but then it just launched right into we're in the middle of a fighting tournament, and it's super awesome and fun and great.
It was a little bit of a juxtaposition.
It was, yeah.
How about you guys? What was your guys' intent when compositing the opening for this season?
When composite, you mean the just getting it together?
Yeah, exactly.
You're you mean literally compositing?
No,
Sorry.
Literally, yeah. Can you tell us
sorry,
about
I
the
did
technical
composite before you.
process?
We got some time.
Visual
Tell
effects.
us about the coding. The coding specifically.
Oh.
All the ones and zeros.
I think that there's definitely going to be a tone shift this year, and I think that's just something we kind of want to bring to the intro.
Yeah.
Just to vary it up a little bit, and just to kind of set some seeds,
Yeah.
put them on the ground.
And then eventually plant them.
Oh, one day. Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
What, farmers?
And then, of course, Jeff Williams took some of the things that we talked about and
Yeah.
just ran with it as he does.
Man, all I smell is pickles.
Yeah? Is it like a good pickle breath, though?
No.
Is there such thing as a bad pickle breath?
Pickles
Yeah.
are terrible. So
All right, well, let's
throw that
agree to
there.
disagree.
Crispy pickles are great. I don't know about you guys.
Oh,
I think
fried
they're great.
pickles or the
I'm
jam?
on board.
Oh yeah.
I'm sold. Sold.
I mean, who cares about this Ruby thing? Let's
Yeah,
just
agreed.
Let's just talk about
Team
Picture
Pickles
Monster.
is really going to step up.
Their leader, Tommy, is just...
Yeah, I get it.
Anyways,
I love
so
this
yeah,
a
no,
lot.
I mean, the intro is a little darker and a little more somber, but it would also be strange to go from 2 seasons of fun adventuring and then start off immediately with and now it's serious.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely,
Instant death and destruction.
Yeah. The season itself was kind of an arc to it, so we didn't want to just jump into crazy, terrible times.
Yeah.
How people responded to that? Because I know as I'm watching it, I'm like, I keep waiting for that other shoe to drop. I mean,
Yeah.
it sets a tone, and I keep waiting. And the first 2 have been obviously incredibly upbeat. Like, how's the audience responded? Are they also kind of on edge, or what are your thoughts?
They are, and I love it though.
Yeah. They also just seem to be going, oh, fights!
Yeah.
Which is also great.
That was our reaction.
I was going to say, that was definitely my reaction. Was,
100%.
fights. Though at the same time, going back to the theme song, I definitely do get this sense of foreboding. Do you find that that's kind of the general consensus amongst fans? Or as Patrick said, are you getting a lot of people being like, when's the other shoe going to drop? When's the bad stuff going to start
When
happening?
is it going to be episode 3 of Madoka?
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh.
It's I like that people are kind of confused right now.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
It's you gotta wait for it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fun if it was just there. Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
I do want to ask a panel for everybody here.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the opening? Because I think my favorite part is just Ozpin and Glinda standing in front of the mirror and the Grim cause it to shatter.
Totally.
That to me is my favorite.
Yeah, that was
That's my
definitely a
favorite part, yeah.
highlight.
Yeah.
Okay, so settled. Like, we're all on the
Yeah,
same
I
page.
agree.
Yeah,
I
that
will
was
agree.
pretty,
Yeah.
pretty
Pick's the
easy.
best one.
You picked the best one.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Next topic.
I like how this is going. Like,
Done.
get the first out of the way.
Well, and I really like that even though we got this really somber opening, we also have kind of a very somber but also very warm scene of Ruby talking to her mother's grave, talking to Summer Rose, and it's just this very sweet because Ruby is Ruby.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Right.
could be the saddest scene in the world,
I
but
know.
Ruby's optimism is just infectious.
I love her. She's such a classic magical girl kind of heroine. You know what I mean? Like, because and that's what's so great about her as a character is that she is this incredibly sweet, kind, trusting girl.
Yeah.
And that's what makes her so strong. And so I really enjoyed this moment of her, talking to her mother's grave. And you can tell, even though she is very positive throughout it, she's sad. She misses her mom. She's a teenage girl, and she's without a mom, and that's sad.
It seemed like really it was one of my favorite lines in the first couple of episodes when she said, "Hey, it's Team Ruby," which admittedly is kind of confusing.
confusing. I
And,
like that too.
I loved it, and it felt authentic. I think it manages to be sincere. What's that like trying to write? Sincere moments like that. I feel because a lot of people can go very cynical when you write or just incredibly campy, but that felt like such a thing somebody would say at a graveside with their parents. Where did that come from?
I think it's really funny. When we were writing that scene, I thought that scene was going to be really difficult to write, and I don't really think it ended up.
Yeah, no, you did a large chunk of that opening scene, and yeah, you did. We're at that point where we're like, what did even write? I remember in Volume 1, someone was like, "Who did the milk joke?" And we were just like,
Yeah.
you did a huge chunk of that opening scene, and it was great, man.
It really worked.
We actually on the animation front too, we kind of used that scene as we had one of our animators who's been doing who's been excelling at especially facial animation for a while, Harley. We had her kind of take that scene at the very beginning and say, do this, take your time, whatever, just do this scene right. And we kind of used that as the basis for the quality jump this year in terms of animation. We did that scene and then appointed all the animators to it and said, that was really good, let's keep this up.
Yeah, it was a test for a lot of things.
We actually animated that whole scene almost twice, actually, because we mocapped it the same way that we would have normally, and it wasn't feeling 100% right. So then we mocapped it again differently, and then she just stripped out a lot more of it, and it will look so much better.
Yeah. It's been interesting. Yeah, coming off of RWB 13, going into RWBY, just how different the direction is in the mocap stage, and then our new art team. Like so much of that opening scene is 2D assets that have been created. That we're relying on much more heavily now this season, and I love the way it looks. Yeah,
it's whenever we're mocapping, or at the very beginning, it got weirded out by me because like we would do 2 takes, and I'd watch it back and go, "Yeah, we're done." You were like, I like watch every character, like what are they doing? I'm like, nah, that's
with RWB because you have that like semi-realism thing.
You do,
like, and then I'm also just like picky as shit.
No, I know.
Just, like, shoot, I can't. No swearing.
I was just get a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah. No, I definitely noticed the level of detail in the animation, particularly in that opening scene, because there were really nice subtleties I felt to the facial expressions, and it felt very real, and it was a really nice moment.
Well, and not only was it,
we have to mention Lindsay. Her performance.
Lindsay crushed it.
Lindsay always blows us away.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that. It's just one of those moments that like you can't fake, right? Like
it was very, very genuine.
Yeah, for sure. Like you'd very easily call that out if it was just one way or the other. So it was nailed.
Yeah, and again, you talked a little bit earlier about sort of dancing that line of when you are dealing with these sort of tender, dramatic moments. It's very easy to go very soap opera, and that was definitely not the case here. And that is, partially due to the writing and, of course, partially due to Lindsay's performance as well. So
yeah, and not only was this able to be a very sincere moment, but it was actually a really good recap for everybody who might not have like marathon see volume 2 like we've done multiple times. But I do want to know how much time has passed between the end of volume 2 and the beginning of volume 3.
It's not much. Didn't we say like just a couple weeks?
I think it's a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Do we want to talk about the game at all at any point in this timeline or not right now?
We'll get there. We'll get there. We had hands on at RTX.
Yeah. Is that the first one?
Talk amongst you.
Let's not talk about the game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, essentially, the way we kind of think about it is, Volume 1 was Semester 1, Volume 2 Semester 2. There was like 2 weeks off, and then everybody came back for the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but that's a good point, though. Like what you said, it is a great recap. Do you guys worry about that? Do you try and make it accessible so people can pick up like Volume 3 immediately, or do you just bank on people having seen the first 2 and figure it out as you go?
I mean, there's a mix of both. I think we try to do as much as you can to try and catch some people up.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's gonna be some things that are just like.
There's some things we just don't have time for too. Like we see a character again, we can't recap everything that happened with them.
Yeah.
Oh, son, I remember when we hopped off that ship. And that was your good to see you, buddy. And son's just like, why?
Yeah. But that being said, I think that something that RWBY really benefits from is being episodic enough that if you were to come into it late in the game, you'd be interested in it. You wouldn't feel just completely lost, and then you would go back and watch all of it from the beginning. That's my feeling about it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely like. It's one of those shows where it's like you don't have to point somebody to the trailer and go, "Oh yeah, don't watch anything later in the season." You have to watch just start.
Right.
You have a lot of point people to fights or just key moments in the season. You're like, watch that. Did you like that? Okay, now go to the beginning.
Yeah.
Here, check out this epic food fight in the
cafeteria.
Oh my
gosh, the food fight was amazing.
We got surprised at how the cosplay, the number of food fight cosplays at RTX this year. Like it was incredible.
I think Nora. Yeah, I think the cosplay that surprised me the most so far was for RTX this year. We showed part of the Team Auburn fight, this Chapter 1 fight at RTX on Friday, and on Sunday at our animation panel, there were people cosplaying as all 4 of them. It blew our minds. Yeah, there was other people waiting in the Q&A line, and we saw them. We said, "Hey, everybody else, shut up! How did you guys do that so fast?"
And their response was, "We didn't sleep."
Yeah.
No, well, speaking of RTX, Patrick, Donica, and Katie and myself were lucky enough to go to RTX this year, so we got to sit in on the RWBY panel, and one of my favorite things from said panel was getting a look at this tournament floor.
Yeah.
This very Super Smash Brothers tournament floor.
The tournament floor, you're right. You nailed it. It's very Super Smash Brothers. It's a little reminiscent of like Hunger Games because you could have the changing terrain. But no, it was very cool.
I love that it's basically like a character in and of itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely a symbol of the Vital Festival.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Were you guys heavily inspired by things like Smash Brothers?
Maybe.
I'm gonna say we weren't.
There was a lot of things. There's, when it came time to actually come up with the rules for the tournament, that took a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that episode came in late because the writing came in.
Yeah, we were like, hey, we wrote all this dialogue, but we still need to figure out exactly how the tournament works.
Yeah.
So give us
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah. Let's turn to a couple days.
Well,
Turn to a couple
I was
days.
gonna say
But,
it was.
yeah, we looked at the tests in Naruto and fighting in Dragon Ball and
Sure.
Yeah.
kind of fight do we want to be able to do, and we kind of went with the one that we thought would give us the most bang for our buck. Let us do some 4-on-4, some doubles, singles, all that stuff.
It was a little like pro bending in Legend of Korra also, where like you're in the game until you get knocked off the arena.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of animes have that.
Yeah. It's so
Fight
true.
tournament without the potential ring out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about Team Auburn a
Yes.
little bit
Yeah,
because
so do I.
the designs for this team
I know.
are just incredible.
Yeah, they were
guys.
awesome.
No, they were fantastic.
Yeah, that was actually Erin, one of our new concept artists. That was like one of the first things we had her do. And at the beginning, like just for the first pass of them, we didn't give her a lot of direction. We just kind of said, "Hey, here's some kind of ideas.
Sure.
We'll make
Yeah.
a team." And she did a really great job with it.
I'd
Yeah.
say so. Like at RTX, we saw the hoverboard for the first time. It
Yeah.
blew my mind. And then we had our panel that next day, right? And so they asked, one of the questions we had to field was, so if you guys could have any kind of weapon, what would you be? And literally, my mind was broken. All I could think about was the hoverboard. So I don't know, that same hoverboard that we've already seen.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see that make its debut. Obviously, what was that like when you came up with that? Did you guys know instantly you had a hit? You're like, high five, we got it, shut it down. We made the hoverboard.
We knew skateboard would be fun. It's just something we've wanted to do for a while,
Yeah.
anyways. And then Shane, when he was animating the fight, he was like, "Hey, I kind of want to be able to shoot." And I was like, "Oh, that's can't ever shoot with a skateboard." He's like, "Yeah. What if it was 2 guns too?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It fits right in line with everything is a gun. It
Right.
makes sense to me.
Everything is good. And it was appropriate timing to have, kind of the hoverboard homage in there as well.
Yeah,
Seeing as
yeah.
it is the year that we should all be flying around on hoverboards.
Excellent
so,
point.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
We
This one
have
was cooler.
we have a couple questions from the hashtag.
Awesome.
Mallory D or Malachroma on Twitter wants to know: are we going to be seeing more of these minor characters, particularly Team Auburn? And they're really keeping their fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, they look so freaking rad.
Yes. Watch. We should keep watching. I'd also like to remind everybody how many characters we already have.
Exactly.
There are an awful
Yep.
lot of
Fair
characters.
enough.
Yeah.
And
So-
I apologize. We can't really necessarily ask direct spoiler questions, guys, but
That's okay.
But that is a fun one.
We're gonna throw them out there. You answer them however you see fit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess the other thing I would say too is, we have a lot of seasons we'd like to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just because a team doesn't come back this season doesn't mean they won't come
Yeah.
back ever again.
Well, and I think the tournament is a really fun opportunity just to introduce a bunch of different
types
types of characters,
Absolutely.
visually speaking.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
I mean, for us, we wanted to use this as a way to do a little bit more world building too.
I like because you definitely saw differences in the kind of clothing choices and things that people were making and their fighting styles based on the different kingdoms that they were from.
Oh yeah, no, the fighting style in particular.
Yeah,
it was kind of
very
like a
different.
Tai Chi
Yeah.
sort of looking thing. That was really cool. So yeah, I think people are responding really well to that. We have another question from Heart X Star, also on Twitter.
Okay.
What was your favorite part about getting ready for this season?
That's a good question.
Wow. Favorite part? I think,
I don't know. I think my favorite part about getting ready for the season is this was the season that we've been kind of working toward for the last couple of years, and there's a lot of things that we knew we wanted to happen this season already.
Yeah.
So I think these are the things we were working forward to the very beginning. So I think it's just
like
nice to
we
know.
finally made it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite part, just that anticipation of knowing, like, okay, cool, we can finally.
Yeah, no, I think I'd have to go with that. Yeah.
I'm kind of picturing you guys like at your keyboards going, "This is gonna make them cry."
This will make them feel feelings.
Yeah.
For sure. So this fight was just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great.
It's like we haven't skipped a beat just watching Team RWBY get back into the swing of things.
Yeah. I just love seeing the teamwork You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, it just makes me really happy.
I agree.
100%. But after this fight, because Team RWBY is, of course, moving on to the next round, we have this really interesting exchange with Emerald.
Emerald, yeah, when they're in the festival grounds.
Yes, yeah.
Yep, who I love her as a character.
I do too. And I love that the way she got out of hanging out with Ruby and friends was to be like, the rest of my team, they're just really socially awkward.
They're the worst.
Like, no
and Ruby's
social
like,
skills.
I can see that,
Everyone's like, completely understandable.
Right, yep.
We understand. We feel your pain.
Wasn't Mercury just like sniffing a boot? Like,
Yeah,
it was so
for sure.
weird.
Right, just like right out of frame.
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
when you guys are writing dialogue specifically between Emerald and Mercury, what kind of goes into that? Because it's almost brother sisterly, but there's also a little bit of like angry coworker vibe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just like they're just trying to like. I feel like Mercury's constantly just trying to annoy her. Like constantly, he just likes to poke people's buttons.
Good man.
He's definitely he definitely takes on that big brother role.
And there definitely, I think, is a little bit of a rivalry. I mean, like, there's these two, bad dudes in training working with Cinder. It's like, who's going to be their favorite? Her favorite.
The way I like to look at it is he knows Emerald cares and really is trying to be, so he's just kind of messing with her so that she can't be.
Yeah.
So I had a question for the ladies on the panel, too, about that exchange specifically. Are girl pockets the worst?
They are.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
They really are, though. That's 100% true.
I thought they might be. I just wanted to verify.
Girl pockets are really shallow. So anytime I've like consolidated all of my stuff so that it fits in my pockets, it doesn't fit in my pockets.
I recently lost my cell phone on a flight because of stupid girl pockets.
Stop.
Really are terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I operate off of a different phone now. So that is a fact, Patrick.
Okay. I'm learning things. Like, it's not just cool fighting. It's been good.
Yeah, and then we got a scene that we got a little bit at RTX, which was a super great exclusive that we were really excited about, was Team RWBY going to celebrate with food and everything like that, which we finally get a little bit more comedy from Blake, because we get it here and there, and I feel like we're finally embracing her more comedic side.
She's starting to come out of her shell a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's little moments like that we try to have to really show how much these girls have grown since the time they knew one another. I mean,
grown together.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Blake wasn't gonna give you the time of day the first time the girls approached her.
Yeah.
We're here, and it's just like it's little moments like that we try to make sure to include to just show it's like they're really bonding as friends, as a team.
I liked the moment during the fight scene with Team Auburn when Yang was getting attacked, and then Ruby says, "I got your back," and one of the Team Auburn guards was like, "Yeah, but who's got yours?" And obviously it was Weiss. And she's like, "My BFF," and Weiss is like, "Yeah, I don't think so." No. Yes, but really, yes.
We have another question from the chat. Toto Tail wants to know, how and why did you decide to choose Weiss and Yang specifically for the doubles?
Oh,
Eris and the Bimbo, I believe.
The
Sounds
Eris
like
and
a
the Bimbo,
great prog rock band. I'd go watch them.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, there's a certain level that I would try and work out where it's like Weiss probably has the most classical training out of everybody, so that's pretty important. And Yang has also been brawling a lot.
You'll just have to watch.
Good blend of strategy and strength.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sure, there you
I
go.
think so.
Although something creepy, and not to hop back, but something creepy was when we were looking at how Team Emerald's Emerald's team was doing, not Team Emerald, but how they were doing, and we get this shot of Neo in disguise just stomping on that guy's
it was great.
face.
Yeah.
Super
That was really
creepy.
fun to see the fan reactions to her in the trailer. Like, everybody watched that trailer and just went, "Who's the green-eyed girl?" And within like a few hours, I think somebody was like, "Wait, guys, look.
I got it figured out.
That was fun. Yeah.
Ah, man, she gets under my skin. We at our panel, actually, at RTX, we had one fan theory going around, because there was a lot of debate last volume about who she represents. Is it the Cheshire Cat? All this other thing.
Right.
One of my favorite theories now is that she's the Little Mermaid. because she doesn't talk and that her lace kind of looks like a little fin. So not asking you guys specifically, not looking at you, but I just wanted to put it out there that I really like that theory.
She wants it on the record.
Yeah.
There you go.
There. It's immortalized on the internet again.
Yep.
There.
It can never die now.
Nope. So then what we get is a little bit of exposition of Weiss being cut off from her Shani bank account. Her card got declined.
Right.
And so, like, clearly things aren't great at home. And by the time we get to the end of the next episode, again, not to jump ahead,
Right.
but her sister has
Is
now
on her
rolled
way.
into town.
Yeah.
So what on earth could be going on with the Shani company as a whole, or as a family, that would require them cutting off Weiss and sending her sister down, presumably to lay down the law?
I mean, just getting their supply lines cut. I don't, you know what I mean? Because, you know.
I just want to hear more of the vendor's backstory because the ninja star throw of the card
Right.
back was aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it.
Yeah, I mean,
Shopkeep is all of our real favorite characters.
Yeah. Keep Shopkeep.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like kind of Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny from Pokemon, where there are just a million of these guys.
Right.
Or he just works a million odd jobs. He's an
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Could be either one.
Could be. Either way. Personally, I think I'm with you, Patrick. I think something company-wide has affected them, and that it's less of like family problems and more of just the business's failing.
That's my feeling as well. Is it's probably not personal, but
I don't know. It might be personal.
The shopkeep took it pretty personal.
So, yeah, do you guys have anything from the live chat?
I'm not connected to the internet.
Oh, bummer.
And we're the internet does not want to work on this computer, and we're looking at your lovely faces, gentlemen. So
All right. We apologize.
yeah,
guys.
I'm
live
sorry about
chatless.
that, guys. Yeah, the internet in the new studio is it's a battle.
It's less than
Tumultuous.
stealth.
at
It's a
best.
battle.
We are still keeping an eye on the hashtag, though.
Yeah.
And one of the questions on the hashtag is, Ren and Nora have no parents? All in exclamation points and capital letters.
Yeah, little bits here and there until we, obviously, as the show goes on, we'll continue to develop characters that we'll be spending more time with. But until we can get there, with our runtime and being, a much shorter little bite of entertainment living on the web, we have to try and cram in things wherever we can.
Well, thanks in there.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was hilarious that we were going to put in such a huge bombshell of information in this really hilarious comedy.
Yeah.
Yes. And just kind of gloss over it.
Because, you go back to that and you're like, wait, what did she say?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So before we move on to the next episode, we should probably talk to you guys really quickly about iTunes. And I'm going to apologize because we are internet-less. We can't necessarily pull up the iTunes to read all the comments that we have.
I do have the iTunes reviews up on my phone, though, through the power of LTE.
Look at that.
Nice.
Technology.
Yeah.
Guys, it is the best way to let the producers here at AfterBuzz know that you like this show. And I know that there's an international audience, so for those of you, we can't see an international iTunes, but we love seeing your guys' screen caps, so feel free to tweet those at us. That always makes our day.
Yeah, we can see them. It's just a process. You have to change your region on iTunes. So if you've left a review and you are not in the U.S., make sure you let people know in what country you're in, or just screen cap it and send it to us because we want to see it.
We also want to know what was your guys' favorite moment from these first two episodes, or favorite moment from the opening. We just want to hear from you guys.
So I'm assuming that all of the new reviews are any of the 2015 ones.
2015 post. What was that? May? When did we have our last episode? Was that May? March?
Most of those are me. Just to
Okay,
clarify,
great.
I've written a lot of I've written a lot
Patrick
of
just
reviews.
created a lot of different iTunes accounts, so he can leave multiple 5-star
prolific.
reviews.
We
a few
appreciate
3
that.
stars. It was I don't know.
Well, anyway, so there's 5 from 2015 from
Awesome.
February,
In the
April, and there's
I know it's super hard to read from
Yeah,
your
they're,
phone
like,
because they
all-
don't order them.
I was like, some of these are in order, some of them are not, but there are definitely some new reviews. One that I'm 98% sure is new is a very good show. from EPSIN, VA, as in like the abbreviation for Virginia. Keep up the good work. You always put a smile on my face. Heroic Villainous, this is April 2015, says, there's a third season. Please do another RWBY AfterBuzz. Here we are.
And only because of that comment. Like, we were on the edge, and like then that comment was lasting again, for sure.
So yeah, this show has been rated like 101 times or something, and there are 77 actual written reviews. All of them are 5 stars.
Well, next time around, we will have better internet, and we will keep a much better eye on them.
Yeah, and there will be a live chat. And
we got to get this taken care of, guys. We apologize. But thank you for bearing with us. Before we move on to the next episode, we had one more on the hashtag.
Yes.
Asking about when did Yuri come on board as the voice of Mercury for this volume? For those of you who don't know, it's Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah. He, JJ's working on some other stuff right now, and he's really busy. So I think it was Lindsay. Somebody had met him at a convention, and he just said he was interested to work with us. So we tried him out, and it was a perfect fit.
He's amazing,
like from the very get go.
Super cool dude.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. I did not tell him or geek out on him when we
right.
But he voices like one of my favorite characters of all time. So it's kind of a big deal for me.
And you guys have a couple other talent from the world of anime coming in this season. One I'm really excited about is Elizabeth Maxwell coming in as the voice of Winter.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are excited about Vic Mignogna coming in as Crow.
Yeah. Which I have to say, Vic Mignogna is lovely, but he has a very, very distinctive voice. And he sounded so unlike himself in the little bit that we got.
The little tiny bit.
The little tiny bit.
Acting, yeah.
It was fantastic.
What kind of notes did you guys give him on this one? No, drunker.
No.
Drunker than that.
Yeah, we definitely had to let him know for like, nope, this line, yep, go for it. This line, nah, you're fine now.
Yeah.
I love that.
You basically had to go through the script and like rate each line in terms of level of drunkenness.
How many beats he's had.
They've both been so incredible to work with.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it's just like, they're just awesome. They're just great people.
Now, did they come out to Austin to record that voiceover? Did they do that here in LA?
Elizabeth actually lives in Austin.
Yeah, I knew Elizabeth was in Austin, but Yuri and Vic.
The other two, they recorded their own home setups, which are amazing, and sent it to us.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of times anime recording, they end up having to record here and having to send it off to Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just kind of par for the course, I imagine. Know. But you know who else has voices that some people are super excited about? We have RT is Life on Twitter going, Sage and Scarlet David now have voices. Talk about that, please. Hashtag Team Sun. Hashtag Pirate Baby.
Oh, I know. Team Sun was cracking me up, man.
Gavin for Scarlet is something we planned pretty much from the beginning.
Yeah, Monty was very adamant about getting Gavin for this character, and he had a lot of ideas for Scarlet.
Yeah.
And then Sage, we have like we mentioned earlier, there are so many characters this season. We had like a huge like several days worth of auditions. From the most minor of characters to some of our big new players. And Josh killed it, man.
Yeah, he did.
So it was nice. It's nice getting to see him. It was fun getting to work on designing their weapons, how they're gonna fight. Scarlet in particular, I just love everything about his weapons, and even getting to see like having fun with the fact that like Sun and all of them are just like the most handsome of gentlemen.
So seeing all the people in the crowd freaking out.
It was so great. It was just like this little like Bishonen team up. I loved it.
My favorite bit was Weiss going,
break his stupid
that
was my favorite moment. Once again, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier with Girl Pockets.
Right.
That it was just such a really genuine moment that, I mean, I guess I can't speak for all women, but I feel like we've all had that moment before where you're like, oh yeah, he's so awesome, and they're totally gonna beat this girl team, and then they're like flirting with some other girl, and you're like, die in a fire. It was great. I loved it.
I did like.
He's got those habits, man.
I did very much appreciate the fact that he was immediately punished for his arrogant behavior with the setting of the field that we got. And let's talk about the other team too real quick. Team Indigo. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the team of Indiegogo backers.
Yep. Yeah, that was
for Laser Team, right?
Yeah, yeah. They came in and they talked to us about the designs for a little bit, and then we just kept working on them after that, and I think it ended up being a really cool team.
Yeah.
Their weapons especially were really fun.
Yeah, I love all the knives falling out of her.
Yeah.
And actually, the bartender in that episode was another Indigo go-backer who paid for a voice role.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
That's
for
awesome.
people who aren't aware, like, so did they get to design their own weapons, and to what degree were the Indigo backers involved in character design?
It was they were only here for a day, so
we took them to lunch.
We took them to lunch.
We brought Patrick, who of course brought his sketch pad with him.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they definitely had a lot of input at the beginning.
Gotcha.
Production involves things sometimes. But we try to keep it as close as possible.
It's incredibly cool.
Yeah. I really liked the girls on that team. I felt like most of them looked like they walked straight out of a sort of semi-medieval JRPG. It was great. I loved it.
It was.
Yeah, I can't unsee that now.
They were kind of they were very Final Fantasy Tactics. I was into it.
Yep.
I support this. But this fight was really great, and we had a lot of people asking on Twitter specifically, where did the idea of making Neptune afraid of water come from? Because there's a little bit.
It's so counterintuitive with his name.
Name, but I'm guessing that it has something to do with his attack being very much an electric attack.
Yeah.
Well, I'll remember the moment. It was you, me, and Monty. I think Shane as well. We were at IHOP back across from 636. We were talking about other. We were building Team Sun's teammates, and I think it might have been you. I don't remember who it was that suggested. I just remember it was that day. I remember you had the appetizer sampler, and I was like, for a meal, Kerry.
It's delicious. Crazy. It was part of it was a lot of that, and it was also the fact that I can't swim. So I hate water,
and we just thought it was hilarious that we made this. Neptune, god of the sea, terrified of the water. It's just, we thought it was funny.
He's got room to grow.
That's where most of the stuff at RWBY comes from. It's just like we thought it was cool or we thought it was funny.
Yeah,
right.
And a lot of it from IHOP is what I'm.
IHOP from IHOP.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pancakes.
Birthplace of so many good ideas. So I know, I get it.
Pancakes are.
Dude, why do you think Ren cooked? I'm just kidding.
No, but this.
Ren works at IHOP. He lost his parents in a horrible batter incident. I remember the butter.
It's all PTSD.
We've got so many questions on the hashtag. We've got a lot of questions. People
Fire away.
Yeah, let's get some more.
Let's see. Well, we kind of already covered the going into detail about the indigo creation and inclusion.
Yep.
Let's see. A lot of people want to know a little bit, and we're getting to that fight, but a lot of people want to know about Team Bronze. They want to know about the team names specifically. There are a lot of people asking about the team members' names on Team Bronze.
That was a dumb joke, too.
Yeah. Is those your idea on the bronze one?
So, were they just all named after
Bronze
variations
1, Bronze 2?
Yeah, or variations on pancake syrups,
Yeah, definitely. Little boysenberry.
We knew we wanted to have Blaine play a character, and Blaine is, of course, known for being one of the handsomest, most muscular dudes at the office, aside from of course.
Yeah.
So, he was a brawler, and I don't know, we just thought it was a dumb little pun, Team Bronze. Yeah. Remember, I think we also made sure that we gave him badass bronze kneecaps as a shout out to the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite joke was when the pun got shot down.
We wanted to have a team. Originally started as we wanted to have a team that was just all very hardcore, brawlers, really close quarters. And then we realized it's they probably want somebody who wasn't as close quarters, so that's where the sniper.
It makes perfect place.
The sniper character.
Yeah, Faye is the perfect addition to their team. She provides backup to the up close and personal fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting to see a character that is just a strate up gun.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we saw.
Yeah,
that's true.
We didn't get to see too much from her, so yeah.
Got a little axe there.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And let's talk about this fight, because probably my favorite moment from this fight was, of course, Jean yelling out a team attack name like we had last season.
Oh, that was amazing.
Completely.
Flower power.
Yeah.
It just stemmed from the fact that Mike really wanted to do the thing in the 4 fight last year where they used the team attack names or the ship names as team attack names.
Yeah.
and we just imagine John doing it and just messing it up,
doesn't
and
work.
it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it was really funny.
Yeah.
No, it was really funny, and I just love that the name, because you're right, Megan, the name was Flower Power, and it's like, because Nora brings the power and Ren brings the flower, and he's like, how exactly do I bring the flower?
I love Nora's face on it too. Not a flower, silly.
Right.
I heard Bay when you said that. So the sniper's name is May.
May
okay.
Zedong,
which
is a purple mushroom, I think.
Yeah, and then the guy with the saw blades, his name is Roy Porfilio.
Yeah.
I'll double check the spelling for you later. I don't remember.
But another we have Katie's on the hashtag.
Oh,
and
great.
she
Beautiful.
says Team Hot and Useless strikes again. Hashtag Neptune.
Team Hot and Useless. No, but they did okay. They pulled it
did
together.
great.
They won.
They did
They
great.
won. But I do want to point out that this is the first time we officially get to see Nora Semblance, which is of course
Yeah.
lightning, which makes complete and
Of
perfect
course,
sense.
right. Nora and Valkyrie allusions to Thor, and yeah.
No, makes
Yeah,
perfect
that was one that was like really interesting when we were first talking about it. Of just like how does she like just supercharge her muscles? Like,
Yeah.
well, this makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, she's I'm sure something we'll get into a little bit more later, but she's one of those people. Some people have like a semblance that's kind of like, hey, I'm doing this thing now, and some people have a semblance that's more a little bit
Reactionary, I suppose.
reactionary,
Yeah.
or maybe more a little passive.
Yeah, passive is a good way to put it.
And I think that like applies to her a little bit more. That's how she's able to do the crazy jumps she can do.
Yeah.
Now, was it always the plan to have the color commentary announce what was going on, like mid-fight, like she's charging or something? Like, where did that come from?
So we decided like, okay, we're doing a fighting tournament this year. Okay, we'll need an announcer. So first we started working on like a brand new announcer character, and then we went, well, or
What would be funnier?
Right.
what would be funnier is to get Port and Ooblik to do it.
We're total besties.
Yeah.
And then it's we were looking at a bunch of like different tournament episodes and arcs from other shows, and like that's like a lot of times like in Naruto and stuff. Those are those fun turns in a fight where it's like person A has person B. Wait a second. What's this? And then we get a quick little exposition. It's like, oh no, and then
sure.
you
Yeah.
hear back nothing. Yeah, and it was just we needed a time and a place to finally reveal.
Yeah.
And that was we wanted to go ahead and use it as one of those fight turn moments.
Yeah.
I think you guys picked the two best characters to do it because their method of articulation and vernacular is just so unique and
totally.
entertaining.
Yep.
It is, yeah.
Well earned.
Yeah. Yeah. One speaks very strongly, and one speaks really quickly, which is great for us.
Yeah. I loved when it just devolved into them having a team meeting over the team attack names. Like, that was amazing.
We are having a team discussion right now. We don't have time for this.
Exactly.
Mind your own
It's like,
business.
guys.
Team ears only. What I really appreciated is that Nora was able to literally knock all four of them.
Yeah,
You
all
just
of them.
flip
It
the
was
switch,
great.
just like, I'm sorry.
That tank, man. She's a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
We have more important things to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
than to talk about this. All in all, and that basically covers it for the first two episodes.
Yeah.
Although we are also having a lot of people asking specifically about the look on Weiss's face when she saw the ship, because it's a little ambiguous.
It is a little ambiguous.
It reminds me a lot of when she was in the elevator and she kind of put on a smile for show and it just wasn't feeling right. But at the same time, it could be interpreted as this is somebody she hasn't seen in a long time. This could be a good thing, maybe a bad thing.
It's so interesting because I felt like her tone of voice didn't suggest that she was to me it felt like there was like, because again, we have these nice subtle facial expressions in the animation
For
now.
sure.
So it felt to me like she was kind of happy that her sister was showing up. Like it sounded like there was going to be some level of relief because it's like, yay, someone from my family, this is good. My bank account was cut off. But at the same time, she didn't look like, I'm the happiest, most excited person ever.
But that's kind of the nature of family, right?
Yeah,
like we've
that's
got
true. No,
complex
exactly.
relationships with our siblings and our parents, and I got it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
My eccentric uncle is coming into town.
Oh,
That's
My
my
boy.
uncle.
drunkle.
My drunkle.
My drunkle.
That's going to be a lot of
Uncle.
fun. So that basically covers it for these two episodes. Do you guys have any other thoughts on these two episodes before we have some final questions for our wonderful guests?
I think I'm ready to jump right into the questions.
I just love. I'm so thrilled with the fight scenes so far.
Oh, yeah,
They've just
for
been
sure.
so dynamic
And possibly fun.
and interesting to watch and fun and great blend of action and comedy. And it's just I'm totally captivated. I could watch like 25 episodes of just tournament battles and be thrilled.
And hoverboards.
So our execution team
Yeah.
has really been
Yeah.
has really just been knocking it out of the park.
They really
And,
have. They really care.
Yeah, they put their heart and soul into these fights.
Yeah.
And trying to do so much stuff in such an insane amount of time, and like,
Yeah.
love does not even begin to scratch the feelings that we have for these guys.
I bet.
Yeah, they're just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's been particularly too because like Kerry's obviously our director on this season, and I've been a lot of stuff I'll do will be like in the booth or like working with actors and stuff, but
Right.
not so much as production heavy as I've
Yeah,
been in the past. So
So you and Gray are both co-directing, and you're kind of a little bit more at like the beginning of the pipe, and Gray's a little bit more at the end of the pipe.
So, like, I got to see episode 2 in its entirety for the first time, along with everybody else.
You're
On
traveling.
a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god! I didn't know what it was. I love you! I love you! I love you! I love you! It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully people continue to enjoy the fights.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
Doing the best we can, and I think it's pretty damn good.
We agree. We
It
agree.
is 100%.
Yeah.
We had one question on the hashtag. So there's Shade, Haven, and Beacon. What's the name of Atlas's academy?
We should. We've got a thing coming out in a little while that they can watch.
Yeah, there's definitely
Oh.
Oh, World of Remnant.
Yeah.
Events are going to be coming back this season.
Oh,
yeah, and
Yes.
that will answer that very question probably.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I had a question. Because Volume 2 was so focused on internal development and personal growth, not just with our 4 main leading ladies, but with Team Juniper as well, specifically Jean.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Volume 3 would kind of continue that trend, or would it be more focused on the external conflicts?
That sounds like a great question to ask us in like, I don't know,
A few episodes.
I'll ask you when you come back.
Yeah.
You'll have to keep watching.
Yeah,
We'll
I mean,
come
for what it's
back.
worth, I think that everything contributes to character growth to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But I would also say keep watching.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We ride this fine line of like wanting to ask you things that we want spoiled.
You can
but we
ask
just
away.
can't. We
Yeah.
will. I guess so. One thing I would ask to kind of wrap things up would be like, what are some things as creators that you would have people keep their eye on? Maybe not anything spoiler. What are some things that you're looking forward to, or things that we should pay attention to
Wow.
outside of pickles?
I can still smell them.
That's everything. Watch everything
Yeah.
multiple times.
Fair enough. Okay.
Are there any particular characters who are gonna undergo a really big change this season that we should be keeping an eye out for?
All of them. Everything should be watched all the time, multiple
Every
times.
single one.
Yeah.
That's what I like to
The
hear.
whole world's
I
gonna
like
be
it.
upside down.
He gets a drinking problem.
Yeah, I think the question was, does something happen this season? And the answer is yes.
That's an AfterBuzz
Exclusive.
exclusive.
Stuff and things
Something
happen.
happens.
AfterBuzz
This
This
exclusive.
season.
It happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord in heaven. I was wondering if there was any debate on your guys' team in terms of showing Team Crow in the opening, because we have what looks to be Summer Rose, Ruby and Yang's father, Crow, and the mysterious woman that is probably Yang's actual mother.
Mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch everything all the time.
I like it. I like it.
No, I was just wondering.
We didn't just throw it in the intro randomly.
Yeah.
It's like that's
It was just
sneak
like,
through.
Next season, there's gonna be like Weiss's like written essay just blowing in the wind.
Do you guys ever have kind of problems walking that line in terms of how much should we reveal now? That's a little too much. Let's hold off on
But
that.
it's definitely something we take into account, like with everything. Yeah.
Yeah, enough to tease and get a little interest, and
Yeah.
maybe pose some questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fine line.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Well, we really, really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day, especially it's way later over there than it is over here. So we really do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, there's still a bunch of people here working on
Yeah.
the show right now. So
Very cool. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We really, really do. Thank you guys. Keep up the good work. And of course, anytime you want to come back on the show, just let us know. We are more than happy to have you.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Of course. And hey, while we're here, shameless plug. This Saturday, we're going to be doing our best to raise as much money as possible for Extra Life for the kids.
Awesome.
For the kids. We're going to be having a charity stream from
24 hours. I think it starts at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Central Time to 8 a.m. on Sunday Central Time.
Yep.
And
Central.
we'll also be at the normal time when RWBY, a new episode of RWBY would be uploaded.
Yeah.
Instead, because we don't want to deter any traffic away from the fundraising event.
The kids.
For the kids, the RWBY crew will be taking over the live stream for a few hours, maybe getting to show off some of the game, perhaps. Maybe a few other things.
They'll be 10 a.m. We'll hop on around 10 a.m. Central.
So, no new episode of RWBY this week, but please do turn in and help us raise some money for a good cause.
The kids.
That cause being the kids.
I love it.
We actually did have a question about the Extra Life. With the RWBY 3 opening being released, will you guys consider launching it with the Extra Life stream as a goal or in the original soundtrack? That comes from Alex on Twitter.
Oh, the song.
Oh,
I was like, the intro's out.
We're working on it. We're keeping Jeff pretty busy right now.
Yeah,
Fair
the
enough.
dude's got
Awesome.
quite a bit of work ahead of him.
It is not intended. It'll get out
As soon as it can.
Yeah, it'll get out.
Fantastic.
Fair enough.
Where can people go online if they want to find out more about you guys and to keep up with all of your projects?
They can go to roosterteeth.com.
True story.
roosterteeth.com, and they can find us on Twitter at MilesLuna24.
That's what we're doing, and at Kerry Shawcross.
But also roosterteeth.com.
Yeah.
You can make profiles and journals and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And see the episode early for sponsor.
Oh, sponsors.
Oh, snap. Well, thank you guys so much again for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure getting to talk to you guys again.
You guys have been great. Thanks
Yeah,
again.
thank you
Take care.
guys.
Awesome.
Have a
This was
wonderful
great.
night.
Good luck on the afterlife. Not in the afterlife, but with the extra life, not
Extra
afterlife.
Afterlife.
That sounded way grim. That sounded terrible. We love you. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night, gentlemen.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys.
Wow. Yeah,
that was
afterlife.
so much fun.
Yeah, it was
It's
great.
always a blast getting
Yeah.
to talk to these guys. Yes, so we should probably wrap it up.
We
for this
should
evening.
probably wrap it up
Lot
for
of
this
fun.
evening, yeah.
Emma Fyffe, where can people go if they want
At
to
my
find out
name,
about you?
Emma Fyffe. I'm all over Twitter
So
and
many
Instagram, and yeah, it's 60% Fs. And follow me on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff, but I tweet all the time. So there you go.
True story. I'm at P to the D's. That's P to the DEES. Also, I host a video game show on iTunes called Pixel by Pixel. I need to get these two ladies on the show.
please
Come on,
do.
let's do
I
this.
will.
We would love to.
Yeah.
I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the Megan and on Instagram at TheMenguin. Be sure to also follow Kia J and Soapbox Mark. They will be returning next time.
The internet's own.
It is. Thank you guys so much to everybody on the hashtag,
Yeah,
everybody on
thank
the
you
live
guys.
chat. We
Yeah,
are so
we apologize.
sorry. So sorry. We'll have it together next time. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you all next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.